Hey guys, it's Aseem Sharma, training manager from Solframe Consulting. Again, I do hope you're all well. I have explored this before, but I want to go into further detail, and this is what I do, and there's a reason to it. So, the topic is asking for help. So, you know, some people feel that if you ask for help, it indicates a sign of weakness, and generally speaking, I would say that couldn't be further from the truth. So if you need help and you ask for it in a productive way, that is, then that is actually quite courageous because you're admitting, you're putting your pride aside and you're admitting that, look, hey, I'm struggling with something, or I need guidance, or I need assistance, and it's important who you seek help from, okay? Because some people may give the impression that they're helping you, but actually there's an agenda behind it, and you should always be careful. You don't want to put yourself in a sticky situation. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Since the lockdown began last year, like many people, I have faced financial difficulties, and I've asked people for help. Most people refused, but it was just one or two people who were able to help me. So that was very benevolent of them. The other thing is, setting the record straight. So if you do take someone's help, then if it's something you have to repay them, or just set the expectations so that everyone is absolutely clear. And it can be, this is where the interesting part comes, it can be a little daunting, asserting yourself, especially when you are at the receiving end and you're asking for help. But you should do that. Generally, a genuine person will not mind. So if I say, hey, I need, with the example of money, I need, X amount of money, and this is my situation, and realistically, I may take 6 months to, pay you back, then that's fine, rather than kind of sugarcoating it, or then deferring it when someone actually needs their money back, because that's not fair on them either, right? And I don't believe that's ethical. And you shouldn't feel obliged, even if you're friends with someone, or compelled that you have to do something because whatever the reason may be. So that's another important thing to remember. The other thing I would say is, when you are asking for help, I think the best way is to be straightforward and say, look, this is the situation I find myself in. If there's a reason, give the reason. Don't rationalize too much. And I've mentioned this before. Convince the person, or persuade the person why you feel that they're the best person who can help you. Either they have the resources to, or you can trust them, or whatever. It's not buttering them up. That's not what I mean. It's about again, setting an expectation that, look, I've approached you for a reason. Not that you're saying you have lots of options, but still. And I think that sets an appropriate precedent to be able to seek help from them, right? So that's another useful thing that you can do. Right. Now, another thing, trust. How do you trust someone? So, simple things. I may have a few friends, but let's say I call them up and then, they get busy. Generally, I always ping people before calling them, because I don't assume, I think it's rude to assume that people are always available to speak to, irrespective of whether it's a professional or a friendly, informal capacity, right? But having said that, I believe that it happens that people say, "Oh, I'm just busy. I'll call you right back." And unfortunately, 90% of the time, people don't. Whether they're your friend or they're professional or whatever, or they'll call you when it suits them, and then you may not be available. And again, you may be at the receiving end. Maybe it's a HR, it's for an interview or something. But I don't think that's right. So that for me is. That's interesting, because it means that you can't. I mean, if you can't really expect someone to be timely or organized with when they can speak to you, and of course there may be extenuating circumstances, but then I've experienced this a lot, and I don't think everyone would be having an emergency at the same time. Then that's not right. Or they say, "Oh, I forgot to call you," so I don't know. Personally, I think that's a pathetic excuse, but anyway. So if someone calls me and I'm not, available at that time, generally I think it's rude to decline calls. But then if you really are in a situation where you can't answer the call, I probably will top it up with a message, and that will help me to remind myself, I should say, even though I don't have a particularly good memory, but I don't forget to call people back, and I always do. And if I'm delayed, let's say I said that, look, would you be free in an hour, and it's taking me longer than I say, sorry, I'm really busy, can we text, or can we speak some other time? So I think that's the professional and loyal way to do things, whether it's a friend or in a professional capacity. So I'm not saying you expose people intentionally to different situations, but observe how they react to different situations, and whether even the smallest of commitments in terms of meeting up or giving you a call or something can be met. And if they can't, then chances are the person isn't very reliable. Can you really trust them? Depends what it is. If it's something small, fine. If it's like some sort of long-term partnership or something, then I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you do have to be careful. I mean, let's say you're dealing with a new company and they're planning to hire you, but they don't stick to their part of the deal with many things. Can you really trust that they will pay you on time? Would you receive your salary? Would you receive the full salary? Things like that. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. For further tips and tricks, please do stay subscribed or subscribe to this channel. You can also find us on LinkedIn. A lot of written content is posted there by myself and our marketing team, the wonderful Ravi, and Facebook, Instagram, and Telegram as well. If you have any questions or you would like to leave any comments, please do so. I'll try my best to respond to them as best as I can. And I do look forward to meeting you on our courses. So till next time, please do take care. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.